Hello Internet, Andrew Huang here again for LPX Studios. Today is going to be an interesting episode because today I'm going to be going over a fake Apple Watch that I ordered from Amazon about 2 months ago. And it literally took 2 months for it to ship here, but I finally got it. I was wondering what this package was, and when I opened it up, and I was like, oh, it finally arrived. So here it is. This is pretty much a knockoff Apple Watch from a Chinese manufacturer, and I've seen a couple other YouTubers already review their rendition of it because apparently there's multiple varieties of these watches. And I got this on Amazon for roughly about 40 bucks, and I just went to see it because I've been kind of hesitant on buying one of these cheap smartwatch knockoffs, but here's a chance for me to go ahead and try out a different watch, as well as to tell you, see if these $40, $50 alternatives are worth it or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what it came in. So first of all, nothing fancy, obviously. It came literally in this little packaging covered in bubble wrap. So nothing as fancy as the Gear S. But let's go ahead and open this up here. Here we go. And this is how funny this is. Ready? Look, it says Smartwatch User Guide. That's it. No other branding whatsoever. And here we go. So obviously I can't read this side. For my Chinese fans, yeah, it is in Chinese for you guys. And right off the bat, guys, I mean, if you just look at it from afar, it looks like the Apple Watch. I mean, it's got the same design, the little dial, the button. It's got the same shape, and even the bands are the same, but that's where all the similarities stop. Because if you really look at this thing, first of all, I just noticed this now. Let me go ahead and open this band. So this is like a fake leather type thing that you see on these like kids watches and stuff. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's like really fake leather right there. So one thing I've already noticed, guys, about this, there's no back to it. I'm not sure if this was a error on their end, but I have no cover. So literally everything inside the watch is exposed, and that's gonna be bad for pretty much if I just use it on a normal basis and it sweats through. It's gonna get pretty rough in there. But besides that point, let's go ahead and check this out. So you guys can already tell this is really, it's not even leather. It's like something else weird. And they have the screen with the Apple Watch sticker, so you can just go ahead and peel that off, and it's gonna be no more. I feel like I should just leave it on, and you can just wear this as like those little like, you know, those little plastic watches that kids wear to kind of show off. But let's go ahead and take it off, and there's the screen. Obviously, you can already tell too, it's not as big as the Apple Watch's screen because it's quite smaller, and it doesn't even fill up the entire length of the band. And I can tell you guys this right now. I mean, this is definitely, it's not metal, it's not the aluminum or stainless steel finish. Hence why it's so cheap. It's literally like a glazed plastic, and it definitely feels that way. Obviously from the camera, it looks like it isn't, but it definitely is. I mean, let's just see how it feels. Let's go ahead and put it on. It feels cheap putting on. Oh my! This reminds me of those little kids watches I have in the dollar store. Honestly, I'll give it this. It's comfortable. It's light. I mean, it's maybe lighter than my Gear S actually. I mean, I bet the band will get a little annoying after a while, but it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's on there snug, and it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It really doesn't. I'm trying to turn this baby on and see how she works. Oh, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Oh my gosh, I can't emphasize how cheap this feels. Really quickly, for those of you who thought like the current watches out there, like the Samsung Gears and the LG watches and Motos with the little rubber bands, you thought that felt cheap? Trust me, this thing with the fake leather feels very, very cheap. So trust me, this definitely feels just as better. Feels so light too. I feel like there's nothing in here. Let's just go ahead and try to turn this thing on. Alright, so first you have to download this APK program from their company. I don't really trust this website, I guess, but in order to make the watch work, I'm going to have to download this program. So I guess I'm putting myself at risk, but hopefully for your enjoyment. Well, that was interesting. I just turned it on. It was a nice little tune there. Apparently that does have a built-in speaker. Alright, well, here you guys go. It's fully on right now. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. So I press this button and bring up the menus. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is pretty much like a back power button and home button. And for the dial, you pretty much press this button and bring up all the different things you can do. And then the screen is pretty sensitive, actually. I'm actually quite surprised on how it actually works. And then you have you have a couple apps that you can use here. So not too bad. This dial thing, I don't think it actually really does nothing. I think it's just for a gimmick. And then they can go ahead and choose it by tapping it. But let's go ahead and pair this with my phone. It's got like 1980s like arcade sounds coming out of this thing. It's hilarious. Here we go. I'm gonna pair it. It's called AW08. Apparently that's the model number of this thing. I love this. This is so funny. It's connected. Alright. Now what can I do with it? Alright, well, now that it's paired with my phone, let's see what you can do here. So it has a pedometer apparently. Okay, it's got like a run meter. Let's see if it actually, the pedometer works. This is... Okay, so that's just stupid. I just found out. So the pedometer is not active like it is on most smartwatches. You actually have to turn it on by saying go. And you have to tell it, and it will start counting, and then here, I'll just shake it a little bit here. And then it starts to count steps finally. I wonder if it actually keeps in the background. So let's just shake it a little bit here. Let's just go back home. I'll shake it around. And we'll go back to the pedometer. Okay, so it actually has enough power to apparently run the app in the background. So kind of impressive for what it is right now. So let's see what else it can do. Apparently, let's see if I can go to the phone. And let's see if it'll dial something. So it's actually surprisingly, the screen is quite responsive in the touch interface. I'm actually quite surprised by that. Now I just did a test call, and it actually, what it does is you just dial in through your watch, but it dials through your, it'll make the call through your phone. So you still have the phone up or in speaker mode to use it. The speaker doesn't actually, it won't come through the speaker like it will do for the Gear S and the actual Apple Watch. So you can't talk with your wrist now. But the dialer works nonetheless. So apparently it can go ahead and synchronize with the phone book. Now the Smartwatch app that they provide you pretty much controls all the services that the watch can get. So essentially stuff like, notifications. Which ones do you want to get? And you can go, it will actually go through your entire phone, see what apps you have downloaded and have, and it'll let you choose which ones you want to push, just like the other smartwatches out there right now. So on here, I'm actually really surprised on the responsiveness of the screen. I'm actually quite surprised by that. And it's very basic colors. Like you can actually see, I don't know if you can see in the picture there, you can see the pixels. So it's not the greatest display that they have. It's a very cheap color display like from the early 2000s, but hey, it works. You can go in and settings, you can change the language, date, time, when the screen goes out, there's that. You can set an alarm for yourself, and then you can go ahead and see all your notifications. You can go ahead and see all your text messages. And apparently you can go ahead and control your music. So let's go ahead and see if this actually works. So apparently it streams the music from the phone to the watch and it'll play it. So you can see here, I'm not going to play the music, but it'll go ahead and switch the songs and stuff. Now just for licensing purposes, I won't go ahead and play the songs, but you guys can get the point. It actually controls the media on your phone. Now the bad part is it's playing the music through the watch, so, and I can tell you this guys right now, the speaker quality is much better on the Gear S. So unfortunately, I've been looking around the entire watch. You can't change that watch face apparently, so that's one bummer. But let's go ahead and see how it handles notifications. There we go. So the message came into the phone and it buzzed actually, and the vibrator is actually pretty strong on this thing actually. I'll give it that. So the notifications will appear. So as a notification helper, it actually works. So what are some thoughts on this device? Well, it actually works, folks. I'll give it that. Now, the whole privacy thing about their app might be a little disconcerting, but at the same time, all the apps and even like the Apple contracts, Android contracts have a lot worse things in there that you probably don't even know of. But aside from that, the programs work. I mean, it's very Spartan, it's very bare, but it actually works. You have a pedometer, you can get notifications, you can read notifications, you can dial from the watch, you can listen to music on the watch because it streams it from the phone. You can go ahead and set alarms, you can go ahead and stopwatch. Like it surprisingly works well for a $40 machine. I know it's fake, I know it's a knockoff, but it works, guys. Like, I'm really shocked by it, actually. Like, I saw some of the other YouTubers do it, but now that I have it hands-on, it's actually really shocking to me how well this actually works. Like, I can tell you this, guys, right now, this is probably the best $40 watch that you can buy. I mean, you can go out right now and go get yourself like a Timex or a Casio, but this will do a hell of a lot more. I'm quite impressed with it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to wear it for a few days and see actually how long it lasts in battery, as well as how realistically functional it really is. But first impressions are actually pretty good about it. Now, before you go off the boat and say, well, why would I spend $200 or $100 more to go get a Samsung or an LG or a Moto or a Pebble? hold your horses, because the quality is very different. Now, I know the Apple Watch is definitely going for quality and brand name over anything else, but the rest of the watches out there, they feel very different. Yes, they're made out of plastic and leather and the rubber stuff, but they feel different. I don't know how else to describe it. When you put this thing on, it feels like a toy. It really does. It feels like the old little kitty watches, like the My Little Dora watches that you gave your daughter, or something like that. Like, it just feels very cheap. When you put on the Gear S, on the other hand, or the other watches, for that matter of fact, yes, you don't get that leather feeling or that stainless steel feeling, but it feels like something different. It feels substantial, like there's substance in there. This thing is very hollow. It's got a basic computer. It looks like it, you can just see it. I mean, it's just got battery, some mini batteries, like the vibrating thing, and probably the motherboard and screen. But it feels very, it just doesn't feel like it would work. But surprisingly, it does. But I can tell you this, guys, right now, yes, you get the apps in there. So you can go ahead and get notifications and everything. But the experience is significantly downgraded. I mean, for those of you who have a current Gear S or Gear 2 or an LG G Watch Moto 360, whichever, I can tell you this right now, I've tried all of them, and they are all, even the $100 Pebble feels better than this thing. That is a God-honest opinion. But for those of you who might say, well, that's all I need. I only want to get notifications. I just want to try it out. If smartwatches may not be for me, then get this watch. I mean, you can't go wrong for $30, $50. I mean, this is pretty much what the price range is, and you can go ahead and pick a variety of different models. Now, they all pretty much follow the same interface, the same cheap little interface, but they work. I mean, put it this way, it's like getting a rundown, beat up car for like $1,000 because it's very bare. But at the end of the day, it's still a car. You can drive it from point A to B and get what you need out of it. Because there are people out there who don't need the extra fluff and who don't care about quality. They just want to get some of the functionality out of it. This is perfect for you then. I have nothing against this watch right now. I'm going to go ahead and test it out. But there's definitely a distinctive difference between this class of watch and the Gear S. I mean, not only the Gear S, but the other smartwatches out there too. So like, all of them are substantially better. The screens are a lot crisper. The experience is a lot better. You get much more apps too. You get a lot more out of it. But once again, that may not be important to a lot of people. So this may be something that you're looking into. So it doesn't have to be the Apple Watch look like. It can look like something else. But hey, right now the Apple Watch is going to be the most expensive smartwatch out there. So might as well look like you're wearing the best, right? Well, guys, there's really pretty much nothing else to say about it. I mean, like I said, it all works. Now I'm going to go ahead and try out the device for a couple days. I'm going to leave my Gear S at home and try this thing out for a day or two and see how the experience really is. And I'll go ahead and make a follow-up video on that. But guys, if you guys have any feedback, questions, or just statements in general, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Also, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know if you liked or disliked this video. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more content and also a variety of videos, and to join my ever-growing community that I'm growing here. And if I don't see you guys in the next video, I hope you at least enjoyed this one, but hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.